This is the snake that Billy bought for over $40,000. Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here and I hope you're having a great day. Today I thought I'd go and show you some of the coolest snakes in one of the holdback racks, and it's actually the holdback rack with a lot of the coolest snakes that we hatched last year. So really exciting video, can't wait to show you guys. Let's get right into it. So I thought I started this rack at the very bottom and work my way up, and the first one I'm going to be showing you guys is actually this Enchi yellow belly clown pied, and she's in shed right now, so she's not looking her best, but still a really cool combo. The clown pied is a double recessive combo. It's clown and pied both being recessive, but then you also have Enchi in here, and Enchi tends to bring a lot of pattern back into the pied. That's why you have so much pied, or so much pattern on this pied here. Then you also have yellow belly, and yellow belly is bringing in all these really nice orange and yellow tones and all this jagged pattern. So Enchi and yellow belly work really well together inside of the clown pied project. Can't wait till we get the Freeway clown pied. Hopefully we hit an Enchi Freeway clown pied. I think it's going to be insane. Can't wait for what the future holds, and let's move on to the next snake. So right here we have something really cool. This is a pastel white lace yellow belly, and the white lace is a super lace. And there's actually some poop over there, so let me just pull her out for a second. And she's looking really cool. The lace is like a co-dominant desert ghost. The super form is just super bright, and when you add pastel, of course it's gonna make it pop that much more. But something really cool I wasn't expecting in here is all this nice flecking and just granite pattern coming down the sides. It's really cool, and that's from the white lace mixed with the yellow belly. Of course, yellow belly does bring some markings and flamings coming up the sides, but nothing close to this. So really can't wait to see what we do when we put the white lace into the Freeway project and into the clown project as well. We do have a lace clown right over here, and it did bring in some pattern along the dorsal, and it did brighten up the head pattern a lot. Can't wait till we add some more stuff into this in the future, and maybe even a Freeway lace clown. Right here we have a pewter enhancer, 50% het for pied, and enhancer is just like Desert Ghost, except it brightens it up a little bit more. They are compatible. Desert Ghost does hold the blacks a little better, and here is just a pewter version of that, or a pastel cinnamon, and this girl is insane. She just glows. Definitely one of the brightest snakes we have here at Mutation Creation, and there's just so many different colors inside. So pastel and cinnamon work really well together. It makes a pewter, and that really just blends all the tones together. You get some fading, but you usually have this really nice pewter color, and pewter is like a silver color, but then when you add the enhancer to it, it really just made it pop. You have some nice white tones now, some yellows, and everything in between. Can't wait to see when we get this into the clown project or even into the pied project. And like I said earlier, this guy or this girl is 50% het pied, and she does have some nice markers. We got some chaining of the pattern there, more chaining on this side, and a dorsal stripe, so hopefully she can prove out het pied. Comment down below if you think she's gonna prove. And right next to her we have the sunset female, and I've expressed this in the past. I'm only showing the sunset in here, and look, she knows that I don't like her, and she probably doesn't like me as well, but the only reason I'm showing the sunset is to give you guys a realistic example of what they look like. I think a lot of the photos people show you are photoshopped, and they're just really not as red as people would like you to believe. They're more of a brown color, and I've heard a lot of people say this is a bad example of a sunset, but I've seen other sunsets and even a sunset ghost, and trust me, they look really close to this. So this girl just wants to take a chunk of me, so I'm just gonna go and put her back. Hopefully I can get her back without getting bit. There we go. So now let's go move on to the next snake. Right here we have a Mojave Leopard Yellow Belly Clown, and this combo came out a lot darker than I expected. I wasn't expecting all these really nice brown and yellow tones, and this is 100% a yellow belly. It came from an ivory het clown, so we no guessing about the yellow belly. There's also Mojave in there, and Mojave is actually giving it that really dark tone, especially towards the dorsal, and Mojave clowns tend to have a really nice head. They're usually one solid color, but when you add the leopard in there, it did bring some pattern back, and it also changed the overall pattern of the snake. Leopards tend to have a really strong dorsal stripe, like you can see here, and they tend to bleed all the pattern on the sides together. Almost got tagged there. These guys are a little feisty because it's feeding day. We have a whole bunch of rats over there, and there's Catherine feeding. So I'm gonna go and move through these quickly. Hopefully I don't get tagged, and let's move on to the next snake. Here we have a pastel Enchi spot nose Freeway, 66% het clown, and this is honestly one of my favorite Freeway combos. I haven't seen anything like this. It looks like there's almost a fire going on. We have all this really nice flaming yellows, oranges, and even some reds in there. It's kind of really hard to pick it up on the camera. Maybe I can move it into some better light and you guys will have a better example of it. Really cool. There's even some purple tones in the dorsal. Just all the yellow, red, and orange in there. It's just super cool. Can't wait to see this girl breeding. Hopefully she could prove out to be het clown. And I know she does have a little bit of a ringer on her tail, but there's no het pied in this, and she struck at the camera. So I'm just gonna go put her down because I do not want to get a food bite. But like I said, we do have a little bit of a ringer on the tail right there, but there's no pied in here or het pied. Just Freeway tends to throw some ringers, and usually on Freeways you have an all white belly just like the pied. So if you do hatch out a Freeway and see a ringer on it and you're thinking you might have a het pied, chances are you don't. There's also some other combos that do make ringers like champagne, black pastel, cinnamon, and a few others. So if you do have some ringers in your snake, not 100% of the time it means it's going to prove out to be het pied. So these next two I thought I'd show together because they're both insane. Here we have a Freeway ghost, so an asphalt yellow belly ghost, and then next to him we have a spider asphalt yellow belly ghost, or a spider Freeway ghost. And ghost inside of the Freeway project is insane. It really changed the colors. If you look here, this guy is in shed right now, but he still has all these really nice rusty reds coming through and all these really nice purple tones. When this guy is out of shed, he has really nice oranges, a lot more rustier reds, and the purples and yellows on the snake just really pop. And maybe I'll give you guys an update when he's out of shed. But moving on to the spider version here, spider really changes the Freeway a lot. I really like what it does to it. Of course, spider does have a little bit of a wobble, but sometimes you're lucky enough to get one without the wobble, and that's the case here. So this guy barely has a wobble, but I just love how spider just changed the Freeway pattern entirely, brought in all these different colors, oranges, reds, purples, and yellows, and just all the pixelation in between. It's super cool, and I just love the head stamp on this guy. And of course, when you add the ghost into it, it just makes the colors pop that much more. You're getting a little more oranges, some more yellows, and a lot more purples. So a really cool project. If you're doing the Freeway project, you might want to get the ghost into it. The Highway project is very similar, so Highway ghost will probably look just as good, but I think the Freeway project is just a little bit better. So if you are looking to get into the Freeway or Highway project, my opinion is the Freeway is a bit better. They hold the colors better into adulthood, but that's just my opinion. So now let's go move on to the next snake. Right here we have a black pastel pinstripe lavender, 100% het pied male. So we're definitely going to be looking to make some dreamsicles with this guy, some black pastel dreamsicle and some black pastel pin dreamsicles. But black pastel and pinstripe work really well together at whacking out the pattern, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. All this dots and stuff is from the black pastel and the pinstripe together, but we're getting this really nice clean dorsal stripe coming all the way through on both sides, and that is from the het pied influence. Het pied and black pastel does show a really big influence. It bleeds all the pattern on the sides together, but then of course you have the pinstripes whacking it out that much more. And I really like this snake. You're getting a lot of orange tones. You don't get too many orange tones inside of the albinos, but you do inside of the lavenders, especially with the darker morphs. And black pastel being a very dark morph is definitely contributing to the orange tones in the snake. I really like this snake once again. I can't wait to see if we can make this snake better. Maybe Orange Dream or Enchi will do it to it. Here we have a Freeway Pied female, and I'm pretty sure I've shown this girl in the past, but I like to highlight her again for everyone who didn't see her. Also because she's just such a really cool morph. I love what Freeway does inside of the pied. Brings in all these really nice orange tones, especially at the ends of the saddles. And of course it has all the jagged lines just like you would in the asphalt or yellow belly pieds, but it's definitely taken up a notch. The pixelation is just so much more intense, and it really looks cool. You even have some pixels that are not even attached to the saddles over there, which are just super cool. You even have some more down there, but I just really like this combo. Billy did make a pastel Freeway pied, but since it's not in this rack, I'm not going to be showing it today. But I really just like the colors and just the overall tone of the snake. There's a lot of dirty pattern in here. You can just see a lot of different colors, and I think if you add Orange Dream or maybe even Enchi to this, it could really make it pop and change it a lot. We did make that pastel Freeway pie like I just said, and the colors were really intense, really bright. So I think if we were to add Orange Dream into this, it will definitely make it more orange, and if we add Enchi Orange Dream, it would make it insane. So I just can't wait for that in the future. And let's move on to the next snake. So this next snake here is the Pastel Stranger Mori, and this is the snake that Billy bought for over $40,000. It was an insane purchase. The Mori project is very similar to the Monsoon, and we believe that it's actually the same. And if you look at the pattern over here, you can get an idea that they're very similar. Of course, this one has Pastel in it, and Pastel, even inside a Monsoon, does wash out the pattern at the top half of the snake, and it does bring it back just around halfway like you're seeing over here. I don't want to get my fingers too close to this guy. He looks really fired up. We do have rats here. Let's see if I can go and show you the belly on him, because it is going to be a solid color. The Monsoon did have some pattern on the belly, but once again we have Pastel in here, and we do not know how that fares with the belly pattern. But we also have one other gene in here, and that's the Stranger gene. Stranger gene is really blowing up right now. It's kind of like the Mahogany gene from what we're seeing so far. We haven't seen a super yet, but I definitely would not be surprised if the Stranger was identical to Mahogany, because the Stranger clowns and the Mahogany clowns look fairly similar, and this male actually is 50% possible het clown. So if you could prove out for clown, that would be insane. See some Stranger clowns that are 100% het for Mori. That's just something really cool that we're working towards here, and we just can't wait. Right over here we have an Enhancer Gstripe. An Enhancer, once again, is just like Desert Ghost, except it gets a little more blushed out and a little brighter, but it doesn't hold the blacks as well. They kind of get faded out or blushed out, kind of like what you're seeing over here, and they just fade into the other yellow pattern. But once again, Enhancer Gstripe, and this is one of my favorite combos inside of Gstripe. I love how Enhancer just makes it really bright, makes that dorsal stripe really pop out, really nice black outlines on both sides. We're working to make an Enhancer Gstripe clown. Billy does have an Enhancer clown 100% het for Gstripe that we are putting into some Gstripe combos, so definitely stay tuned for that in the future. The Enhancer clown is just one of the coolest snakes ever, and the Gstripe clown being a really cool snake with all these really cool almost bow ties on the back. I definitely think the Enhancer will make that pop. Something pretty cool is that Justin Kabilka was actually lucky enough to pick up an Enhancer Gstripe clown. So if you guys are wondering what that would look like, go and check out JKR on Instagram or even on YouTube. I think he did show it off in one of the videos, but it's a really insane morph, a triple recessive combo, something we're not too used to seeing in the ball python game yet, but I'm sure in the future we'll have a lot more triple recessives. I'm gonna end it off here with the Enhancer Gstripe. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite snake was so far in this rack. There's a whole bunch of other cool snakes I'm gonna be showing you guys, so stay tuned for part 2. We're only halfway up the rack, hard to believe, but there's still a whole bunch of other cool ones to show, so definitely hit a thumbs up on this video, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.